What's going on, everybody? It is your man Cleveland Terry, and I have been meaning to talk about this video for a while now. When I say a while, I'm talking like serious months. You guys know that I'm all up into streaming content and streaming platforms at work. So I've had tutorials on OBS, I've had tutorials on StreamYards and Restream, but now I want to talk to you about a program that I think may be one of the best out there because it has, well, it has the streamer in mind. So let's talk about it now. Once again, my name is Cleveland Terry, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe right below me. And also, if you want to follow me on social media where I talk about things other than just this, make sure you get on all my socials, Cleveland Terry with an underscore. All right, so today we're going to talk about one of the programs that I think is very, very cool, and that is by the good folks at Melon. Now, a lot of people have never heard of Melon, don't know what Melon is. I didn't know what Melon was when they first contacted me. And then I did a little research. Melon is actually owned by the good folks at Streamlabs. That's right, the major OBS competition. You got OBS and you got Streamlabs OBS. They're the ones that run Melon. So what they do with Melon is a little different than what everybody else does for their streaming platforms. They have some really cool features that we're going to talk about. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say that most browser-based streaming programs all have the same fundamental things. They have the ability to allow you to choose your own camera and your own audio, and then they have banners and overlays for the most part. Like, all of these things are pretty much existent in all of them. How they put them into place, how they use them, is usually what differentiates the program. I have used Restream, I've used StreamYards, and now I'm using Melon. And while they are all solid programs, they all have their strengths and their weaknesses. So we're going to talk about the strengths. I'm not going to get into too many details about why StreamYards is what it is or why Restream is what it is. You guys seen my other videos, you can check those out. This one is specifically for Melon. By the way, the reason why this has taken me so long to do, the reason why I've struggled with this program is for one reason. This is the best possible worst reason ever. I can't seem to get to a point where they're not updating their system. Like, every time I go into a system, like, okay, I think I know what it is. I've used it for a while. Let me go in. Let me see. You know, it didn't have this one before. So let me go in here. Oh, wait, they have this now. Or, oh wait, they just added this new thing in. So every single time I go into this program, there is something brand new in it, and it makes it harder to actually do a review on. So depending on when you see this review, the application might be so much better or totally different. I can't tell you because they are always trying to enhance the program. And I think that says a lot about a company. As you can see here, we are now in the interface. The Melon interface looks very similar to every other program out there as far as the streaming. I will say one thing right off the bat: their login system is key-based. So you put in your email address, and then it sends you a token. That's the token you put in, and then you're logged in. You may like it, you may not like it. It is what it is. I have run into an issue once or twice where I've put in the code and maybe it's taken a little while to get back to me for whatever reason. It's probably my email that's taking a while, and I had to wait to get that code to get in, as opposed to having a password where you just get in automatically. So I think it's far more secure this way because it's like a two-factor authentication. But just like two-factor authentication, you know, there's a little bit of frustration with it too. Like, you're like, I'm glad I'm secure, but is that annoying? So it is what it is. So let's take a look at the standard interface here. You have your ability to invite guests. You have your ability to bring yourself on or off stream, and then anybody else that pops on, this is where you're going to add them to the stream. One of the cool things I like about this right off the bat is the optional layouts. Most of them don't have as many optional layouts as this one does. So if I go just to me, it's just a one-person camera, and I can decide to shrink it up so I can show a little bit of background. I can make it even smaller so I can show a little bit more background. If you notice here, there's 2 wake ups because, well, I have one overlay on here. So we'll talk about it in a minute. If you have a layout that you think is going to work, you can suggest a layout And then you can put all this stuff in, and chances are they might actually put it out there for you. You never know. A cool thing that I like about this is the share layout. So let's say I were to share a video, okay, or share my screen, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to share this Amazon book right here. Okay, so as you can see here, it popped up on the side waiting to be put on stream. Now I keep mine to set to I have to add them, as opposed to it automatically popping on, because I like a little more control. But let's say we click show on stream, and then it pops up here. Now you see this layout, how I am over here and this thing is over here. I can actually modify that. I can make it to where I'm over here, so you have more screen access. You can put yourself larger. You can put yourself in the corner, other corner, at the top, and once again, back to the side. Now, this is really cool because sometimes you'll pop something up and you want to be able to look at it, but you want people to be able to see you, and you don't necessarily want yourself to be some small little box at the top or in the corner. I like the fact that I do have this option to, you know, get a little more of me. A lot of things that this has on here, which a lot of people have come out with, and that's the ability to share a video. If a video is too large, you can go right into here and it'll bring up your browser, and then it pops up on the screen here. I hit the show and hit play, and there you go. And then you can put it full screen. If you don't want to see yourself, you can put it to the side. You can do all those things that you normally do. So this avoids a lot of the issues where maybe the video is too large to be uploaded and stored on the cloud services that Melon provides. Speaking of, so let's go over here to their actual options here. Now their menu is a little different. Most of the other ones just have everything kind of laid out all to the right side, and then the chat is another little tab that you can just move over to. They put theirs in a menu system. So when you click on menu, this is your chat, if you had any chat going on, and then your private, like everybody else has. But if you click on your menu, that's where you get all of your options, your design, your text, your video, your settings, and your apps. So let's talk a little bit about the design. The designs are pretty straightforward. Most people have, you know, all of these things built in. You have the ability to put your logo. As you can see, I don't have a logo of my own, but you can put it right here. One thing I love about this is you can resize it. You can move it. You can move it wherever you want. This is a new feature that didn't exist before. So like I said, they continue to keep upgrading all the stuff. One of the things that they have that a lot of others don't, that is the ability to have actual themes. You can actually change the themes to support what you're doing. So if I put on here twitch.clevelandterry, if I go back to themes, as you can see, this is why it is red. If I change the theme to this, now it's changed the color, it's changed the font. All of the things that can be changed are there. That's really, really cool. If you just want to have, like, you don't really know what you want for your layout, but you want it to look clean, you want it to look nice, this is an easy way. Once you edit your current theme, this is where you get to your overlays and all of those things. So here is your background. Show more, you can see there's my Wake Up in Cleveland background, and then go to your overlays, you click on show more, and then there is my normal overlay. I always like to keep another overlay just in case I need to like do something and I need a splash page. Well, this is an easy splash page just in case. Next up, you have your banners. Now, this banner thing, actually, this was something I was going to complain about, or at least say that it needed to be updated. Originally, there was only one banner and one ticker, so you only had the option to do one. Now, since then, you've had the option to do more than that. So just by clicking on add, I can add in another banner. So I can say, if you guys aren't following me, go to Instagram.com, ClevelandTerry with an underscore, and click add, and then show on screen. And then there we go. And if I don't like where it is, drag and drop. There's my ticker. Again, you have just as much power. You can go in here. You can go to your settings and change where the ticker is. Like right now, it's at the bottom. You can have it at the top. You can reverse the direction. Kind of strange that it's in here in the settings, where I think it should just be where the other one is and just call it a day. But I'm sure somebody will say something. They might see mine and decide, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's move it. Let's travel to video. We talked a little bit about the video, but on your video, you do have the ability to load in your own custom videos. But this is one. That's a custom transition that I just have for me. I have my intro, which is the same thing. There's my intro. And I have a couple of videos that I like to do in case I wanted to change it up. What's cool about this one, there is a maximum upload video of up to 300 megs, which is humongous. A lot of them stop at either 50 or 100 megs. And when you're doing video, 100 megs, that's not a long time. You know, I had to actually shrink some videos down in my previous ones to make them work. So it's nice to be able to have up to 300. That gives you a little more flexibility. See if there's anything else I want to talk about here. Oh, yeah, kind of a big thing. So one of the things that separates Melon out from the StreamYards and the Restream is simple. They have the ability to do alerts. And when I say alerts, I'm talking about real alerts. So I'm signed into my Streamlabs widgets, okay? I click on them, and then you have the option to put an alert box in. Now, if I put an alert box in, like so, and let's say somebody, you know, subscribes or follows or whatever, if it happens while this is on, it's going to pop up right on here. And if I have the same thing with the donation goal, I can put my donation goal up here and it will track it. Now, it doesn't have to be right here. I can move it. Again, I can put it over here. I can move my alert box over here too. And if anything happens while I'm talking, it will show up on screen. This is different from any other thing because a lot of people that move over to a browser-based program, one of the things that they miss is the ability to have people see the alerts. Somebody follows, it pops up on the screen. Like those types of things are why OBS and Streamlabs OBS are so powerful, which is one of the reasons why people want to use it. So just having the socials sharing, the widgets, the CloudBot, the socials, like all those things, just that alone is going to make this feel a lot more like an actual program. This is the only program that does it. Streamlabs Melon, or Melon by Streamlabs. Either way, this is a great program. I use it every day when I'm streaming. As far as the pricing is concerned, you always have your free, and you can accept donations, real-time alerts, streaming limits, up to 2 participants, which is still pretty good, and a limited brand. So that means you're gonna have the watermark and all of those things. It's free. You get what you pay for when it's free. Then you have your standard, which gives you everything with free, removes the watermark. You got up to 6 participants, unlimited streaming. Then you can multi-stream, which we haven't even talked about yet, to 3 destinations, up to 4-hour recordings, disconnect protection, so much. And then I'm on the Pro because the Pro gives you audio only recordings, 10-hour recordings, I should say. You can upload your media. You can also stream 1080p and multi-stream to unlimited destinations. 9 participants, which is huge. I feel like there should probably be one more place in here that maybe allows you to upload media for like, you know, $25 or $30 and then have the Pro at $50. That's just my opinion, but the Pro price is the same across the board. Every one of them, the Pro price is about $49. Hopefully they're listening to me. Hopefully they see it and they say, yeah, maybe we will make one more tier there right in the middle. That's Melon in a nutshell. For a lot of people, I think, especially if you don't want to use OBS, but you want a lot of the OBS features, Melon is the only program that's doing that. To me, you know, these browser-based programs have always been about people or for people that maybe don't have the necessary bandwidth to do these types of things. So, or you don't have the processing power to run these things. That's where browser-based streaming comes into play. That's where it shines. It alleviates all the drama of trying to program in, like with OBS Ninja, bringing in another guest and having them do all this stuff. It clears all that out. So it's a clean setup. Here's the God's honest truth. I use Melon for my Zoom meetings. If I have client meetings, I don't go into Zoom. I just give them a Melon link and then they get on there and we do the same thing that we do in Zoom, but I'm already using Melon. Why pay for another program? So there's a lot of great features coming from this that I think a lot of people can use. Take a look at it. Take a look at the free service. See if it's anything you like. You tell me what you think of it. Also, if you were interested in checking out Melon, make sure you click on the link below in the description. That's going to have a direct link which connects with me. All right, guys, if you found what I said are useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said are really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Make sure you get on my Discord because that's where we're talking about all things Cleveland Terry. Guys, girls, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon.